Welcome to the first episode of my gamer profile cleanup. This time, I finished God of War 2, getting to platinum. I do have a let's play, whatever playthrough, walkthrough of it on my channel, but I did get a platinum. I didn't have a lot left after you get most of it just playing through the game, but I had a few where I had to do some cleanup work. They weren't too frustrating. They were actually easier than the first God of War to get all the trophies on. So yeah, I recorded myself getting those trophies and I compiled them into one video. So yeah, I guess let's get into it. So the first trophy I went for was the 500 hit combo trophy, and right here I chose the hard difficulty because anything easier you probably eliminate the enemies too quickly. And basically right at the start you have the Poseidon's Rage. You just kind of want to use that, but I wanted to clear out at least the first two waves because I tried this a few times. There you kind of lose enemies before you can get to the 500, so I waited until there's a bunch right here. You see a bunch gathered together and I started using the Poseidon's Rage, and at this point you just keep spamming Poseidon's Rage and you'll get to 500. Like I said, I had to do this like maybe 3 times before I got it. It didn't really work out just starting it right away when you start, but you can see here I almost got to 600 and I stopped. Once I get to 500, got the trophy, and I was good with it. So the next one trophy I went for is the collect 20 Cyclops eyes. You really need to just go to Challenge of the Titans, do the first one, because the first challenge literally is just get the Cyclops eye. So what you really want to do is just use Rage of the Titans right off the bat. Just kind of do damage to the Cyclops and try to keep those little guys away because they tend to climb the Cyclops, which kind of kills a lot of time. So you just kind of hit the Cyclops while hitting those little dudes, and then basically rinse and repeat. You just get the Cyclops' eye, it'll finish the challenge. And the guide I saw said you should save progress once you're done, so you don't like lose it essentially, and then just go straight to return to challenge page and then just select it over and over again. And then right here I just did a montage of all the eyes, and you can see on the top left side how many eyes you've collected, and then all you need to do is just rinse and repeat 20 times depending on how many eyes you collected throughout the normal game. And then once you collect it, it'll give you like an extra unlock for something, and there's the trophy. So the next trophy I went for was just to activate 2 of the urns, but you can see right here I'm activating it, and then I put it in the face cam because I was like, why didn't that trophy pop? I didn't play with headphones. You see right there, the trophy did pop, but I wasn't playing with headphones on, so I didn't know. So right here it's just me being very confused, and then I was trying to look up a guide and being like, is there a glitch or what's happening? It took me a while to figure out that the trophy was actually unlocked, but that was pretty funny. So the next trophy I went for was shatter 30 enemies when they're stone. I will probably turn on the Urn of Olympus because that gives you infinite mana, and basically you just use the Gorgon's head and do the area of effect attack, which is I think starting level 2. And basically from the beginning till this Titan area, this Colossus of Rhodes area, is how long it took me to get it. Then after the Shatter one, I went for upgrading all the weapons. All you need to do is just basically do easy and pick that costume, the general one, because it gives you extra red orbs. And that's pretty much all you need to do, and just kind of play through the game. That gives you extra orbs to help you upgrade. And right here, I included this little area because there is a urn, if you follow what I'm doing, that you can get that will gives you time 10 red orbs, and that'll really help you get basically all the weapons done. So basically in this area, yeah, this is basically what you will have to do anyways, but instead of leaving the block there, start moving it where you see it. And you can see in the background there's like 3 chests, so you just move the block all the way down, and then up there, I forgot what the urn was called, but essentially go up there, get the middle one, and then you'll see here, urn special, I don't remember what it was called, but you'll see me activate it pretty soon here. And then it gives you times 10 to red orbs, and that'll really help you, basically depending on how much you've upgraded through your normal playthrough, but after that it gives you so much. And you can see right here, that's 0. I have 0 orbs, and just knocking off some of these like side pieces, I already have 1300. and then just, you know, taking out some of these enemies, I'm already at 7,000. And you'll see here in a minute where I open some chests, and basically after just that area, breaking some things from 0 and opening a chest in the same area, I have 20,000 red orbs. That'll really help you get basically all your weapons upgraded at that point. So now I decided to do the Trial of the Titans trophy, and this is the second one where you have to kill enemies in midair. I believe it's like 10. Man, all you really need to do is weaken them, and once they have that execution marker, that's the, you can basically take them out in the air. Make sure you kill the Gorgons, because once you get in the air, they can freeze you into, turn you into stone. Once you drop, it's an insta death. So every time a Gorgon showed up, I prioritized just killing the Gorgon. And after that, these easy enemies come up, and all I need to do is pop them in the air and then just, you know, take out 10, and that's pretty much all you really need to do. You can see that I got into stone there. I got lucky because if you get hit there, you just die anyways. But basically, once you get to 10, all I really did was just survive until the time ran out. But yeah, it's not, it takes a little bit. It took me probably a few times, but it's not the hardest challenge. The third challenge is shattering enemies once they turn to stone. Basically, I try to keep the first Gorgon alive as long as possible. All you really need to do is parry that stare and then just kind of take them out as everybody turns into stone. This one isn't too hard once you learn how to parry the eyeballs. And as you know, same thing as the second challenge. Once I got it, I had to buy time for it. And then the fourth challenge, this one was a little tricky because I didn't know what the hell was happening the first time. And you'll see right here, there's a translator. You have to move the translator from circle to circle. Right there where the slowdown time is, there's a circle, and that will disappear as the translator does whatever it needs to do. But basically in this challenge, just take advantage of the slowdown time. I just basically activate as much as I can, and I did look up a guide. They said use the hammer is probably the best weapon, and I basically use that. And then you can see that every enemy you destroy basically gives you Rage of the Titan. So I basically try to save up that one for towards the end, because the first few waves are pretty easy to deal with, and then towards the back end it gets a little challenging, especially when these, I don't know what they're exactly called, but I just call them Anubis enemies. But yeah, I just basically still use a lot of just use the slowdown time as much as possible. And then I did start using, the Gorgon's Eye, because I didn't want to deal with them. So this is the fastest way to take them out without actually having to legitimately fight. But towards the end, you will see I run out of mana. So then I basically start spamming the Rage of the Titans to kind of get rid of them. Because once the translator health goes out, you do lose. But yeah, you know, just try it a few times, spam the slowdown time, spam the Gorgon's head, and then you'll get that challenge done pretty easily. And then the fifth challenge is just to collect 500 red orbs. I did look up a guide because I tried to do legit. Doesn't really work. Well, it's hard to do it. So they just say use the Sword of Olympus. As long as you get it upgraded to level 2, you just have this ability right here. You block, and then I forgot what button, but you press, I think maybe the circle button, and it's just like drain red orbs ability. So all you really need to do is survive, and you know, drain 500 is all you need. But I ended up with way more, which does help me upgrade, you know, my abilities and stuff to, you know, towards the end of the challenges. Then the sixth challenge is basically kill all the enemies. There's no time limit. There's not much I should say to this. I just, you know, just keep fighting, use every ability, use the rage as much as possible, and you know, I do execution as much as possible because it gives you health, mana, and all those orbs. And basically this one, I don't really have much advice, just kind of, you know, I just kind of played that one. I think it only took me 2 times to do it, so it's not too bad. Now this last one kind of sucked. I had to go back and farm, so I did challenge 1 a few times, just, you know, do the Gorgon's Eye, Cyclops' Eye. Get enough to upgrade your Sword Olympus to level 3. This is basically my strategy. Take out all the skeletons first. I believe I think most strategy I saw online was to take out skeletons first. Afterwards, some people just say go straight to fight a Minotaur. I decided not to do that. As long as you don't get close to that Minotaur all the way in the back that's like sleeping, he won't awaken. So I went with the strategy of use the Gorgon's head, use the AoE stone, take out all the enemies so that you can't, like, so a lot of times if you decide to leave these guys alive and fight the Minotaur first, they will come behind you and just hit you in the back, which was kind of annoying. So I decided to just clear everything out so I can straight focus on the Minotaur. So yeah, just use the AoE, take out the Minotaur, and like most strategy says right here, you'll see me change to that lightning one. I forgot what it's called. I believe I use a lightning one, but right now I have a no. What I did actually, I think in this one I stopped using the light. Yeah, obviously, I just hit. I was like, you know, screw the lightning, and then I decided whenever I got when I got some distance away, when the Minotaur does AOE, I went with Typhon's bow, whatever the Typhon's thing, so then I could just get some extra hits. Yeah, so I did a little differently from the guides, and then it worked for me. So this is basically how I got the last challenge done, which was kind of the most annoying one, I believe. But you'll see it pop right here. And then the last trophy I needed was just the 3 Uber chests. You'll see right here. This is when you get, I believe it's when you when you kill the Gorgon boss, and then you learn how to parry. So you'll come up like a spiral staircase, and then instead of going forward and parrying that like fireball, go back to where the barbarian dragged you, and then there will be your first Uber chest right there that gives you a lot of red orbs. And then the second Uber chest, because there's 3, is basically at the second translator. You have to do this anyways for the story to move the slowdown time, but instead of going forward and grabbing the translator right away, just do what I do here. Essentially, you do everything like you're about to grab the translator, but instead of running to him once you do the first cycle, right, well, I guess I did this one. So these are also recorded like a few days before. I'm doing the voiceover afterwards, so I forgot exactly when. So I did this before I even got the cutscene. But what you need to do is just push it, open the gate, push the statue all the way towards the thing as much as possible. I guess if you played this game, you know exactly what I'm doing. Slow down time, go through the loop, slow it down one more time, and essentially what you need to do is run all the way back to where you got the statue, and then the second Uber chest will be there. I believe this is the one that increases your health. Yes, it's all the green ones, and then this basically maxes out your health all the way. I'm playing this on like quote New Game Plus anyways, but it's whatever, and it's on easy mode. And this one, essentially you just get to where the lava section is, and then if you remember, if you played through the game before already, this is where you will like have to jump and glide with the like the air vent area, with all the spinning. I think the guide said spinning saws, but it's just like the spinning things, so you just have to glide all the way there. But before you even do the vents, you killed all these enemies, which I will do in a minute here. And then what you need to do is just use that bow and arrow one, and then there's that opening right there. All you need to do is get in there and then grab your last Uber chest, which I believe at this point is probably the blue, the mana one, I think, right? I forgot. Let's see. Yeah, so it increases your mana. So yeah, that's how I got the platinum, and those are all the trophy I had left after doing the initial playthrough. So it wasn't too hard. It's pretty good. So that's pretty much it for God of War 2. Like I said, it's not the worst set of trophies that I've ever had to get. It's it takes a little bit of work, but it's not too bad. So that's my first. Well, I've gotten trophies, platinums before, but that's my first platinum since starting this series. So next one might be on the Xbox, so I might be getting all the achievements instead of trophies. Don't know yet. I haven't really set a plan on what game to try to get 100%, but yeah, here's the first episode, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you, and see you in the next one.